Okay guys, so we're here on question number 9. It's asking us to simplify the following expression. It's negative 4 with parentheses 3m minus n plus 1 over 3 parentheses negative 6m minus 3n. So whenever we have parentheses, I automatically know that I'm going to have to use the distributive property here because there's no plus or minus in between the number and the parentheses, so I have to say, okay, negative 4 multiplied by 3m and then negative 4 multiplied by negative n. And then on this side, the same thing. 1 over 3 times negative 6 over m, or negative 6m, and then 1 over 3 multiplied by negative 3n. So I wrote out all those separate groups right here. Negative 4 times 3m equals negative 12m. Negative 4 times negative n is plus 4n. 1 over 3 times negative 6m. Again, I want to make the 6m into a fraction just so it's easier to multiply straight across. And the same thing for the 1 over 3 multiplied by negative 3n. I want to make it a fraction, just put it over 1, just so I can multiply straight across. So then I have negative 12m plus 4n minus 6m over 3 plus 3n over 3. I can simplify these by dividing by 3. So 3 goes into 6 2 times, 3 goes into 3 1 time. So my new equation is negative 12m plus 4n minus 2m plus n. I drew the colored lines here to say where I'm going to combine like terms. So the m's go together and then the n's go together. So negative 12m minus 2m is negative 14m. And then 4n plus 1n equals 5n. So this is my simplified expression at the very bottom. Number 10, which expression could be used to find the perimeter of the triangle? So when I try to find the perimeter of a triangle, I just need to add up all the sides. That's what I put right here. So the first side is 4x squared plus 2x. The second side, 6x squared minus 10x. The third side, 8x squared plus 9x. All I'm going to do is I'm going to combine like terms. Anything with an x with the exponent 2, I'm going to put together in one group, which I have right here. Anything that has just a number with the letter x, no exponent, I'm going to put in a second group over here. So 4x squared plus 6x squared plus 8x squared. 4 plus 6 is 10x squared. And then I'm still having to add the 8x squared, so that's 18x squared. Right here I have 2x minus 10x plus 9x. 2x minus 10x is negative 8x plus 9x equals positive 1x. So my final perimeter is 18x squared plus x. I can't combine these terms because one has the exponent 2 and the other one doesn't. So this is my final answer. Number 11, consider the rectangle below. Which expression could be used to find the perimeter of the rectangle? So again, same idea, but for a rectangle, you have to add up all the sides. So there's going to be the 5 for the width is also going to be the 5 for the width on this right side. The 6m minus 2 for the length is also going to be the 6m minus 2 for the top side. So my perimeter, I can add 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths and get my perimeter. So I know that the length is 6m minus 2, so I did use the distributive property to multiply it by 2. And then I multiply the width by 2, because I don't have to use the distributive property because there's no extra terms, it's just 5. So 2 times 6m is 12m. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And then 2 times 5 is 10. And the only thing that I can simplify with or combine like terms is just the numbers, because there's no other letters in here besides the 12m. So negative 4 plus 10 equals a positive 6, and then the 12m just gets brought down. So the perimeter would be 12m plus 6, and that's your final answer. Number 12, what is the factored form of the expression below? So we have negative 18x to the third power, y to the 2 power, plus 36x squared, x to the 2 power y, minus 6xy. So I write down all of the terms separately, and then I factor them. I use like a little factor tree. 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. X to the 3 power is x times x times x, and y to the 2 power is y times y. 36x squared y. 36, when I break down the factor tree, it's 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. X to the 2 power, x times x, and y just by itself, well, we just included y by itself. Negative 6xy, the last term, it's 2 times 3 when you break down 6 into a factor tree, and then 1x and 1y. I go through and I circle with my red ink here everything that's in common in all three rows. So I have a 2 that I have in common in all three. I have a 3 that's in common in all three rows. I have 1x that's in common in all three rows, and then I have 1y that's in common in all three rows. Just because I have a 2 here does not mean that I get to also include this 2. That one has to stay behind. Or just because I have this 3 right here in the top does not mean I include the all 3's. If they're extra and they're not in all of the groups, they have to stay behind. And so everything that stayed behind is in yellow. So then I take out all of my red common factors and put them on the outside of the parentheses. So I have a 2, I have a 3, I have an x, and I have a y. So when I multiply all those together, I get 6xy. When I look back and see what's left over for my groups, I have a 3, an x, and a y. So I have 3x to the 2 power y, and it was a negative 18, so I have to make that a negative 3x squared y. On the second row, I have a 2, a 3, and an x. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times x is a 6x. And this is a positive number, so it's a positive 6x. For the last one, there's nothing left over. Only I know that it's a negative sign, so I have to put that negative 1. And that would be my final factored expression. For number 13, an equilateral triangle has a perimeter that can be represented by the expression 12x plus 21y minus 9. Which expression could be used to represent one side of the triangle? When it's equilateral, that means that all three sides in the triangle are the same length. So if the perimeter is all of this expression, I just have to divide everything by 3. Because instead of 3 sides, I want to move it down to one side. So 12x divided by 3 is 4x. It's just 12 divided by 3 and the x stays there. 21y divided by 3, 21 divided by 3 is 7, and the y just stays there. And then the last part, 9 over 3, 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So this would be my simplified expression, which would be the length of just one side of that triangle. And then the last one, this is a two-step equation with variables on both sides. So find the value of y in the equation below. 4y minus 8 equals 8y minus 48. So I want to say, okay, I'm going to have to bring all the numbers to the right-hand side, and I want to bring all the letters to the left-hand side. So I start with the numbers. I say instead of negative 8 plus 8 on both sides, these cancel. Negative 48 plus 8 is negative 40. And so I have 4y equals 8y minus 40. I want to move the 8y to the other side so all the letters can be on the left. So I subtract 8y from both sides. These cancel. 4y minus 8y is negative 4y, and all of that is still equal to negative 40. I divide by negative 4 so that these can cancel right here, and I have negative 40 divided by negative 4. That's going to give me 10, and so my y variable is equal to 10. That concludes our review video for today. Again, you can fast forward and go back and forth once you start taking the test, if you need help with a problem. But again, if you have any other questions or you want me to work it out a little bit more slowly, just send me a message and I'll be able to help you out. But thank you guys.